guys, and welcome back. Once again, my name is Rich Brown, co-founder of the American Warrior Society. Today with me, of course, everyone knows, everyone's fan fave, Andrew Keith.
That's me.
And what we're going to be doing is kind of like what I did on another blog with Chad Ray. We're going to discuss the handguns that we carry on a daily basis. Now, you already heard me discuss mine. We're going to hear from Andrew today. Andrew, tell us why you carry what you carry.
I would say more than just the handguns on a daily basis. I compete with M&Ps, so I just bought an M&P 2.0 to carry so that we stay in the same family, much like you do with your Glocks.
Right.
If you like Glocks, but yeah, I like guns that run. So I like the M&P. I've been shooting. This is my M&P, I guess Gen 1 now that the 2.0 came out. This is my limited class gun. I've done a couple of upgrades with it. This is the actual core. It comes from a sight. I tried a red dot sight on the top of this, but to me, in my opinion, it slows you down up close. It's kind of money from about 15 to 50 yards. At distance, you start seeing exactly how much your hands really shake when you're chasing that little red dot around. So there's a place for it. It's just, in my opinion, not for concealed carry guns, since most engagements happen fairly close. It's not, you'll find yourself looking for the dot more than shooting off your front sight like normal. So what I did was I upgraded with some Dawson Precision fiber optic sights, an actual sight set from Dawson Precision. I like those. I put a new barrel in it, but I have to say that was the law of diminishing returns. I spent a lot of money for a barrel that barely gave me a noticeable accuracy improvement.
Is that the aftermarket barrel on it? Right?
It is. The aftermarket barrel's in there. I left it in there because, well, I paid money for it, so I'm going to shoot it till it's all shot out.
Who's the manufacturer of that?
It's an Apex. Okay. And it did tighten up accuracy. It did. When I braced off at 20 yards and shot a magazine, I did shoot tighter groups. Now, with a factory barrel, they weren't that much tighter doing the same thing. Okay. So, it did improve accuracy. Is it $200 worth of accuracy? Well, that is something that is up to the end user. Also put the Apex trigger in it, flat face trigger, with the forward set sear. I do like that a lot. I like the flat trigger. I also really like the forward set sear. The trigger actually breaks more, like this gun, you can see it doesn't travel all the way back.
Right.
Where the 2.0 is similar to the Gen 1, and if you notice it breaks more towards the rear. Take up, shot break. So got a little different issues in the trigger, only because Apex hasn't came out with a forward set sear for the 2.0 is the only reason it's not in this gun. But I shoot this gun 90 PA, and I like it for concealed carry. Main reason, also had to stipple this gun, and I threw a mag weld that was legal for USPSA limited class on here. But the 2.0, Smith & Wesson has apparently listened to their consumer base, which is really nice. And the grip needs no stippling because it does have a very nice texture to it. To me, it's not the Glock RTF, what is it, the first RTF frame they came out with, that would almost eat your hands up, if you a full day of shooting with it. But it's not, slick like the Gen 1 M3s. It doesn't, come out of your hand when your hands get sweaty or wet or whatever. So that's pretty nice. It comes with the interchangeable back straps, which Glock Gen 4 is copied from them. But you like the M&P versus Glock.
The M&P is a great handgun. I'm not bashing it.
But the 2.0, really nice gun. Like I said, the trigger has a much more distinctive wall, if you will, a Glock style wall, because I guess the Glock shooters, when they transferred over to the M&P, the trigger was a little different. After the shot broke on your reset, you would hear a click, but the M&P trigger wasn't reset yet. You had to go a little bit more to get it reset. So a lot of guys that heard and felt the click when they were shooting thought the trigger was reset, and they're basically still having kind of a dead trigger because they're pulling through it, but the trigger wasn't reset when they started. So right now it's got the stock sights on it. I haven't got a Dawson Precision set, but I just blacked out the rear with a marker because I prefer a blacked out rear sight. And this gun, bone stop. I shoot at 90 PA. I shot, interesting story, bought it on a Friday.
Yes.
Shot it, the very first round I fired through it was IDPA stage 1.
And there you have it, folks. So literally the only modification you've done is blacked out those rear.
That's the only thing I've done to this gun.
Okay.
I probably would change triggers. I'm not necessarily of the mindset that changing a trigger is going to lead you down the road of legal turmoil, so to speak. I mean, Andrew Bronco has much better authority on that than me. I would say the case law that I've read says some guy was working on his own trigger, who's not a gunsmith, filed it down till it was a hair trigger, and that's where the accident came from, and he got case.
So not necessarily a self-defense shooting, but more on an accident. Okay.
I don't know if there's ever been a case law or a case that has established case law
We'll ask Andrew and get
on a
back to
modified
him.
trigger. That's something for Mr. Andrew Bronco. But, you know, to me, I can explain away, having spent some time in court before, I can explain away a trigger. If you say I modified my trigger, well, why'd you modify your trigger? I modified my trigger to become more accurate.
Yeah,
You know, snipers don't shoot 10-pound triggers,
that's right.
you know, because of the accuracy they need. So I can say I modify my trigger to make myself more accurate because I'm accountable for every single round I fire. So if I can maximize the accuracy of this gun, I don't see it leading you to any type of legal peril that way.
And for those of you that don't know, Andrew's day job is a patrol sergeant and SWAT officer with a local police department. Okay. Anything else to say on either M&P? Now, can you use the same magazine for those two firearms?
You can. The magazines for the 2.0 are the exact same. They may have a flat paint job as opposed to the shiny originals from the Gen 1. I really like them. I probably got close to 3,000-4,000 rounds through this gun. I can say I probably cleaned it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
You can see right now it's incredibly filthy.
It is a filthy
This
handgun.
gun has done absolutely everything I've ever asked it to do. I've never had a malfunction in competition. I believe, weren't we at a USPSA match and one of our guns malfunctioned? Whose gun was that, Rich? Do you remember
I
that?
think it was my
I think it
handgun.
was.
That's why I bring that
What
up.
handgun do you shoot?
I believe it was a Glock 17.
I believe it was.
This
I believe
handgun.
it was.
And that might have been the third issue I've had with this Glock handgun in 25 years carrying Glock handguns. So.
And it just happened to be when you needed it the most in competition.
Yeah, yeah. When I was jumping off helicopters with a Glock handgun, you were still jumping off school buses. But anyway, so anything else you want to cover on your M&Ps?
Not much. I mean, in all seriousness, Glock's a fine handgun if you're used to that, and I know a lot of police agencies carry them. So, you know, I would say if you're a law enforcement officer and you carry a Glock on duty, then you would be well served carrying a Glock off duty.
Yeah, and one of the things that we talked about, or maybe I didn't talk about, is with this, the Glock 17, 19, and 26, same magazine. Well, a 17 will work in a 19 and a 26, but you can't take a 26 and put it in a 17 because of the size differential. I think they're great, both reliable handguns. I mean, this is kind of like a little bit about why we chose the ones that we chose, and I don't have anything else to add. Andrew, do you?
I mean, if you want to dare to be different, go down the road of M&P.
Yeah.
You won't regret it. I used to have a Shield, and it was a fine gun also.
Yeah, I had a Shield too. Got rid of it.
Very good gun.
I let co-founder Mike Seaplaner taught me how to get a Shield, and that lasted about a month, and I gave it up. But anything else, Andrew, before we shut this segment down?
No, not really. I mean, the only thing I will add is that sometimes a lot of times, my limited class gun is a nightstand gun also. It lays on the nightstand by our bed because I shoot in competition, so I've got a lot of trigger time on this gun. I also run the Terran Tactical base plates that give it, I believe, 22 rounds. So, you know, in the middle of the night when I jump up in my boxers and I don't have time to throw on my battle belt with all my spare mags or whatever, I've at least got 22 rounds to deal with whatever I need to
Do you
deal with.
run a TLR or any kind of night?
I have a Surefire X300
You do?
that I put on there.
Okay. And now, as far as night sights, I know that you don't run night sights on any of your guns, do you? Did we talk about that?
I don't pay for night sights. I don't buy night sights.
Why not?
Because I kind of think night sights are a gimmick. If it's so dark I need my sights to glow, do I have enough light to recognize the threat?
And I think we've talked about that before on a podcast, and Andrew and I think we're talking about it on the phone the other night, and I've never run night sights on mine. I'm not bashing anybody that does. If that's your thing, go for it. But I agree with you 100%. All I could say is I had a clear sight picture. My tritium was glowing and it looked good, but as far as what the target was, maybe I don't know. So it's more important for me to illuminate the target than it is to necessarily have a good sight picture with tritium sights. But that's all I got for today. Guys and gals, thank you for joining us for this segment. And once again, the fight's coming. Are you ready?